One day in the summer, in the late afternoon, a boy named Vitya was walking in his yard and playing soccer with his friend, but Vitya's friend hurried home after a while. His mother called him for dinner. Now Vitya was left alone on the playground, because it was almost 10 p.m., and the rest of the guys had already gone home. The boy kicked the ball a little more and headed for his house. He was not afraid to go alone, because even at such a late hour it was quite light outside. However, when Vitya passed near the open basement, he saw strange flashes flashing in the crack between the wall and the door. He was very puzzled and interested, but it was still scary to go down into the dark basement. The most interesting thing was that the flashes appeared at regular intervals. At first one flash appeared and slowly faded, and after a few seconds you could see the next flash, as if someone had arranged a photo shoot in this place. Vitya stood for a while next to the door to the basement, but did not dare to go there, and soon headed home. The boy did not tell his parents anything about this incident and, going to bed late at night, even managed to forget about the strange incident. But 2 days after this evening walk he learned the terrible news. It turns out that someone brutally murdered a girl who lived in Vitya's yard. An unknown maniac cut off the unfortunate child's head in the basement and cut her body into many pieces. The police arrived, began to investigate, interviewed witnesses, found out if anyone had seen suspicious people, but nothing useful could be learned. Vitya, of course, told the police about the strange flashes in this basement, although they did not pay much attention to this and scolded the boy, asking him not to interfere with the investigation. Vitya was offended, because he was sure that these outbursts were somehow connected with the terrible death of the girl, but he did not know what to do. A few days later, the boy went to the Aikido section, which ended at 8 p.m. Vitya's parents told him not to stay late and come home immediately after training, due to the recent tragedy, but the boy did not listen and decided to visit his friend for a while to play with him on the console. When the guys had played enough games on the console, it was already too late. Vitya dressed quickly, said goodbye to his friend and hurried to his house. The boy, walking along the road to the house, constantly turned around and sometimes even broke into a light run. He was afraid of the maniac who had killed the girl in the basement. Vitya had almost reached his entrance, but then the boy again saw strange flashes outside the door leading to the basement. It was a completely different basement, but it was located not far from the basement where the girl died. Vitya became very scared again, but this time curiosity got the better of fear and, turning on the flashlight on his phone, the boy carefully entered the basement. Almost immediately, he saw the reason for the strange flashes. There was a camera on a concrete slab that took a photo with a flash every few seconds. At this time, it was getting very light, and you could see the entire basement even without the light of a lantern. Vitya began to slowly approach the stove, wanting to take the camera for himself, but the question was still spinning in his head about where this camera came from, and why did someone leave it here for such a strange idea? Very soon the boy found out the answer to his question. When Vitya was almost at the camera, he noticed that something quickly flashed in the broken mirror that stood not far from the wall. The boy turned around and was horrified, because behind him, just a few steps away, was a huge and scary man with an axe. With the next flash, you could see all the anger and hatred that was reflected in the eyes of the mad maniac. The killer swung the axe, but Vitya managed to jump aside at the last moment, and the blow hit the camera, causing it to shatter. The boy ran like a bullet to the exit, miraculously not tripping over the pipes in the basement in the dark, and jumped out. The maniac gave chase to his victim, and soon the two of them were running down the street. Fortunately, Vitya ran into two men who saved him from an unenviable fate and neutralized a dangerous criminal. It later turned out that this maniac preyed on children, luring them into the basement with a camera. The killer put the camera in a prominent place, turned on the flash, set the automatic shooting mode and attacked his victims from behind. For this, he was sentenced to life imprisonment, and no more children died in this city.